On May 20th, 2025, a powerful and unrelenting storm system tore across the central United States, bringing with it a cascade of destructive forces, from violent tornadoes and flash floods to hurricane-force winds. Spanning from Texas to the Great Lakes, this weather event left communities reeling in its wake. In Jackson, Tennessee, chaos unfolded as the roof of a massive warehouse was ripped apart while 75 workers took cover inside. In Kentucky, a catastrophic EF4 tornado obliterated entire neighborhoods, leaving behind a scarred landscape. And as emergency crews raced to respond, this was only the beginning. In this comprehensive report, we'll take you to the hardest hit areas, examine harrowing footage captured during the height of the storm, and speak to the deep impact on local communities. Stay with us as we reveal which states suffered most and explore the broader implications for future severe weather. The atmosphere was thick with tension as tornado sirens wailed across western Tennessee. Along a stretch near Jackson Regional Airport, highway patrol officers abandoned their cruisers and sprinted for shelter. In mere seconds, the sky turned violent. Fierce winds descended on the Kirkland's Home Distribution Center, a sprawling million-square-foot facility located just south of the airport. Dashcam footage from a state trooper revealed the terrifying force of the storm. Skylight panels torn from the roof, launched skyward by invisible hands. A swirling column of fiberglass insulation quickly formed, obscuring the city skyline in a haze of debris. Inside the warehouse, 75 employees sheltered beneath steel mezzanines as the building groaned under the storm's pressure. The sound of twisting steel and tearing sheet metal filled the air. When the winds finally calmed, daylight poured through gaping holes in the roof.
Just hit the cop shop.
Fluorescent lights swung precariously from the ceiling. Forklifts were crushed beneath a tangled mass of beams and fallen roofing. This single event was but a snapshot of a relentless 8-day system that rampaged across the American heartland. As first responders began combing through debris in Tennessee, weather radar lit up with new warnings across a wide swath of the country.
There it is.
From Alabama and Mississippi to Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, and Virginia, millions found themselves in the path of danger. In total, nearly 40 million Americans were placed under severe weather advisories, with alerts for long-track tornadoes, wind gusts approaching 70 miles per hour, and hailstones the size of baseballs. In Kentucky, the destruction was especially severe. Survey teams had just completed damage assessments from a tornado that struck London and Pulaski and Laurel counties. The National Weather Service later confirmed it as an EF4, a monster of a storm with peak winds near 170 miles per hour. Its path of destruction spanned more than 50 miles and measured nearly a mile wide at certain points. Drone footage paints a bleak picture. Entire neighborhoods reduced to concrete foundations. Along Highway 25, utility poles snapped like matchsticks. Churches were left roofless, their pews now exposed to the sky.
Oh my gosh!
Volunteers in fluorescent vests formed chains to remove wreckage, while chaplains delicately recovered family photographs from the mud. Search and rescue dogs scoured the ruins, working tirelessly to detect voids, where survivors might still be trapped beneath collapsed homes. The same storm trough that produced the Jackson tornado only grew stronger. Stretching along a 500-mile cold front, towering storm clouds rose over the Arkansas River Valley and pushed into the Ohio River Basin. Supercell thunderstorms spun furiously beneath an 80-knot jet stream, appearing to punch holes in the atmosphere itself. Flash flood warnings were issued across western Kentucky and southern West Virginia, where already saturated ground took on an additional 4 inches of rainfall. In Hazard, Kentucky, culverts were overwhelmed. County roads, still recovering from earlier floods, began to erode once again. Swift water rescue teams stood ready. As night fell, a vast and continuous line of severe thunderstorms swept from Indianapolis through Louisville, down into Nashville, and deep into the Mississippi Delta. Within this squall line, smaller tornadoes, ranging from EF0 to EF1, spun up with little warning. Though brief, these twisters caused significant damage. Tearing siding off homes, flipping RVs, and keeping warning sirens blaring well into the early morning hours. One intense wind burst clocked in at 78 miles per hour at Bowman Field in Louisville, damaging runway lights and tossing airport equipment across the tarmac.
Wow. It's on the ground.
In Memphis, emergency officials opened the FedEx Forum's lower levels to the public, as radar revealed a classic hook echo near Dodd County. Though the tornado did not touch down, inflow winds were strong enough to rip scaffolding and ignite power lines along Beale Street. By 2 a.m., the storms moved into the Appalachian foothills of North Carolina and Virginia.
Yes, baby, it broke up.
While atmospheric instability diminished, dangerous wind shear remained. The National Weather Service warned residents in the Piedmont not to let their guard down. Historically, tornadoes that strike in the early morning hours often prove the most fatal due to lowered public awareness. Amid the widespread destruction, several incredible stories of survival emerged. In Jackson, those 75 warehouse workers made it through unharmed, thanks in large part to a recently conducted safety drill. They had been trained to seek shelter along reinforced cinder block walls, a move that may have saved lives. In London, Kentucky, a mother managed to gather her 5 children into a bathtub mere seconds before their roof was torn away. Miraculously, all escaped with only minor injuries. And in Dallas County, Missouri, firefighters acted quickly to move a hospital generator just before a massive oak tree came crashing down, narrowly avoiding a potential medical crisis. This storm system tested the resilience of communities across the Midwest and South. It also served as a sobering reminder of the increasing volatility in seasonal weather patterns and the importance of preparation, vigilance, and communication. Thank you for watching and for placing your trust in severe weather. We remain committed to bringing you accurate, timely updates during America's most dangerous weather events. If this report was helpful to you, we encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. Your continued support makes our work possible.